Okay, I am about to go over 7 steps to accomplish any goal. Yes, any goal that you put your mind to. There is 7 easy steps that is going to help you accomplish that goal. I am going to go over these steps in detail with you. So grab an ink pen and paper so you can write them down and start accomplishing your goals faster. It's Joanna Nicole. I am a certified life coach. I focus on inner work and goal setting. I attract the life that I think I deserve. I attract the life that, I just said that. I attract the life that I think I deserve. I attract the love that I think I deserve, and I am going to help you do the same. One of those ways is by setting goals and accomplishing goals. So, of course, you have all these ideas in your mind, things that you want to do, things that you think you can do, things that you want to accomplish, things that you want to get done. And these 7 steps are going to help you accomplish those things. Anything that it is, whether if it's an inner work goal, a personal goal, a financial goal, it can be a career goal, it could be a parenting goal, it can be the smallest goal, it could be the biggest goal, anything that you can imagine and put your mind to, you can accomplish it with these 7 steps. So let's get into it. Now, my kids lost my eraser, so I'm going to erase this with this towel. And let's get into it. We're going to start with number 1. So the first thing that you are going to need to do, but let me put this up here first. 7 steps to accomplish any, not a room, goal. Let me see if I need to rewrite that. Okay, I'm going to rewrite it. I'm going to rewrite it so it can fit. 7 steps to accomplish any goal. Okay. 7 steps to accomplish any goal. We're going to start with number 1. So the first thing that you need to do, I hope this is big enough. Let me see. Number 1. The first thing you need to do is to make a decision. Make a, how you spell decision? Is that how you spell decision? I don't know. Y'all tell me in the comments. Is that how you spell decision? But anyways, first thing you need to do is make a decision. Believe it or not, this is the hardest step. This is the hardest step. Most people have difficulties making decisions, sticking with it, especially once they get to those other steps that we talk about, right? That we're going to talk about, step 4, 5, and 6, and 7. Especially when they get to those other steps, they're like, nah, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm done with it. I give up. I don't want to do it. Let's change my mind and do something else. Is this recording? Because if it ain't, I'm going to be upset. And I can't tell when I'm using my back camera if it's recording. So y'all bear with me on these technical difficulties really quick. Okay, it says it's recording, so. Because the last video, this is actually my second time doing this video about the 7 steps. The first time it got deleted and YouTube didn't upload it, YouTube was like, oh, that upload failed. And I had already deleted the video. So let me make sure. You have to make a decision. This is going to be the hardest step. One reason that it's the hardest step is because there's so many options. I should have learned how to spell these words before I started. But I hope that's spelled right. There's so many options. I'm going to put a lot. There's a lot of options, right? You're multi-talented. You could do so much, you know. You can sing, you can dance, you can paint, you can write, you can create businesses, or you can sell, or you can market, and you can do Canva and all the things, right? You have a lot of options. So that's one reason why it's going to be hard for you to make a decision, or it could be hard for you to make a decision, or it's hard for people to make a decision because they have so many options and they can't stick to just one, right? But the beauty of step number 1 is that it's your life. You can do what you want to do, you know, live up to whatever potential and whatever definition of success you come up with. You don't have to do what other people are doing. You don't have to do what someone else wants you to do. You don't have to do what you feel is you're supposed to be doing. You can do what you want to do. But you have to first make a decision to do it. So make the decision, make it plain, and make it clear so that you know exactly what it is. That's a whole nother video, actually. It's like how to make a decision. But right now, we're just going to go over the 7 steps. Because once you know what you need to be doing, then you can do the rest of the steps. So first thing you're going to do is make a decision. And then let me tell you what number 2 is. Number 2 is write it down. So whatever decision you make, you're going to write it down. Grab a pen and paper and write it down. Don't put it in your notepad in your phone. Don't type it in the email. Don't text it to yourself. Don't talk to your phone and tell them, I'm going to blah, 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 blah. No. Take 2 minutes, grab a pen and paper, and write your goal down. Write your decision down. Whatever decision it is, whatever goal you're working on, write it down. Now, I love the definition of write or writing because it literally tells you that you're doing something in the present or in the future. So, and don't quote me on that because I should have memorized the definition of writing, but it is very important to write it down. So maybe you should have a designated journal. You can write it in your planner, right? You can write it on a board. Some people like vision boards or whatever. But write it somewhere. Take 3 minutes. Take 2 to 3 minutes to write your goal. Believe it or not, these 7 steps that I am telling you and teaching you that you're learning in this video today, I did not create, okay? There is a lovely, whatever you want to call him, philosopher named Brian Tracy, who teaches in one of his books. I have so many of his books. Goals. I have No Excuses. I have Eat That Frog. I think it's by Brian Tracy also. And I think I also have another one of his books on time management. But anyways, I did not come up with these 7 steps, you guys. These are 7 steps that was come up by Brian Tracy. I am just teaching it to you in this video. So write down your goal. Take the 2 to 3 minutes. If you cannot take 2 to 3 minutes to write down your goal, you really don't want to do it. I'm telling you, you don't want to accomplish that goal. You can't prove to me that you really, really want this goal and you really want to accomplish this goal if you say, I can't write it down. I don't want to write it down. I'm not going to write it down. Then you really don't want to do it. Let me sip my coffee. There is ways, proper ways, I'm going to put how to write a goal. There is proper ways to write a goal, but I'm going to go over that in another video. So let me write that down so I can make sure I do that. I should do a video on how to make a decision. How to write a goal. And then maybe if I come up with more ideas as I go through these 7 videos, I'll make those videos also. But first thing you need to do is make a decision. The second thing you need to do is write it down. Okay? Grab a pen and paper, write it down. Now, if you just are like, if you're like driving and you get an idea and you're like, I want to do that, and you just jot it down on a receipt or like a note or a piece of paper, envelope or something that you found, that's better than not writing it down at all. But please try to write it in something where you can keep and you can go back and look at and organize it, because the next few steps, you might want to have everything on the same paper. But trust me, I've gotten ideas and I'm like in a drive-through at Starbucks and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. So I just grab a little whatever I got in the car, whether if it's a receipt, a piece of paper, or an envelope, I just grab it, write it down really quick. That's better than not writing it down at all. So let's erase this. And we're gonna go to number 3. You guys, follow along this video. I love doing this. I'm doing this off of memory because I have actually taught these 7 steps so many times. So many times I have taught these 7 steps. So I could do it off memory. Step number 3, right? You are going to set a deadline. Set a deadline. You're going to set a deadline for that goal. Okay? Set a deadline means put a time frame on it. A done by day. When do you want it to be done by? Right? This deadline can be a year. It could be 6 months. It could be 1 week. When you are in my 21-day challenge that we do every single month, you're going to be setting those daily. So you're going to wake up at 5 a.m. and you're going to set a goal every single day. We're not going to get too much into that because that's a different video. But think about this goal. If this is a big goal, right? If it's a big goal that you're working on, maybe you need to give yourself 5 years. Maybe you need to give yourself 10 years. Maybe you need to give yourself 20 years, depending on how old you are. Anyway, that says years. Depending on how old you are. If you're 15 and you're working on a goal, by the time you turn 35, give yourself a 20-year plan. If you're 35 and you're trying to work on a goal before you turn 40, you need a 5-year plan. This is all depending on this deadline. And we're going to, I need to. Write that down. Because it's a way that you can figure out what deadline you need to give yourself, right? Because if you're like, hey, I want to lose 100 pounds, and you say, this is the day, I'm going to do that tomorrow. You're going to have to be a little realistic. Like, you can't lose 100 pounds by tomorrow. I'm sorry, but it's not going to happen. Same thing with a 6-month goal. If you're like, you have a 6-month goal, and you're like, hey, I'm going to become an astronaut, and I'm going to do it in 6 months. Unless you've already put in that work to get there within the next 6 months, it's probably not going to happen. So you need to have a realistic deadline. But that, again, is a whole nother video. This video is just about the 7 steps. Each step, we could go a little bit deeper so you can understand, like, hey, what deadline should I be giving myself? And if you give yourself the correct deadline, you won't get discouraged. Okay, but then also if you give yourself the wrong deadline, you can get discouraged and you can also get detoured from your goal, because it shouldn't take you 20 years to lose 5 pounds. Let me sip my coffee. It shouldn't take you 20 years to become a nurse, unless you're 7, right? Unless you're 7 years old and you're making a decision to become a nurse. And then you're like, hey, I want to become a nurse by the time I'm 20, 27, in 20 years. But again, this is all depending on a lot of things, but this is step 3. We're going to go into step 4. Okay, so step number 4 is create a list of things to do. Okay, I need more room. Let me see. Create a to-do list. That's what we're going to say. Create a to-do list. Bam. Now you need to create a to-do list, okay? So the first thing is you made a decision of what you want to do. Bam. Now you got your deadline. You know when you want that to be done. Nope, I skipped one. Okay, so first, you made your decision. Second, you wrote it down. Third, you put a deadline to it, okay? Fourth is you're going to create a to-do list so that you can know what you need to do to accomplish that goal. So the list is going to have everything you need to do to accomplish that goal. Everything you need to do. Start off. We could go into this how to create your list too. But I say start off with at least 5 to 10 things. We're going to write start. Start off with at least 5 to 10 things. If it's not a goal that has 5 to 10 things, just list all the things then. If you only need to do 3 things to accomplish the goal, write the 3 things. If you only need to do 2 things, write the 2 things. But some goals are going to have hundreds of things that need to be done in order to complete the goal. But that can be overwhelming to actually sit there and create a list of 100, 1,000, every detail that needs to be done in order to accomplish that goal. So you're not going to want to write every single thing at first. This list can be changed. This list can be delegated, where you have someone else do it for you. This list can be eliminated, where you like, hey, you know what? I actually don't need to do that to accomplish my goal. So we're going to cross that off. This list, and again, I can make a video about your list too. Okay, cool. Yeah. Let's write that down. I think I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna write that down. I'll make a video on how to create your list, and step number 5, step 4 and 5 kind of go together. So create the list. You're gonna try to get everything that you need to do. Start off with at least 5 to 10 things. If it's a lot that you need to do, start off with at least 5 to 10 things that you need to do, right? And then when you get this list down, sometimes if it's a big thing, right? Some ideas. So this is going to be like some ideas of what could be on your list. Give you some ideas of what can be on your list, right? It might be research. If you're trying to go back to school, that ain't how you spell research. I need to go back to school. God damn. Okay. So ideas and some things that could be on your list. Research. I think that's how it is. If you're trying to go back to school, right? And you need to find what school you can go to. So you researching schools. We'll put research schools. Right? You might need to create a budget. You may need to set up an email or a website. Set up a website. You may need to, let me think. And I know you guys are smart enough to know some of the things that you may need to do to accomplish your goal. But let's say your goal is YouTube. You might need a ring light, right? Ring light. If you're going to the gym, you might need a gym membership. These are just ideas. Again, I'm going to make a video about the to-do list. But these are just ideas of things that you could have on your list. Because if you're researching schools, let's say you want to become a lawyer, right? This is why I say start with 5 to 10 things, because once you start doing this one thing, you're going to find so many schools, right? You may find 10 different schools, and now you have to figure out what school is best for you. It may come down to cost. It may come down to location. It may come down to their curriculum. It may come down to your dire need. If you're like, hey, I want to start tomorrow. Oh, well, this school, you can't start this school tomorrow. You have to wait till next year because we're blah, 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 blah. So you're like, oh, no, I don't want to go to that school. I'm going to go to this school because this school actually has a class that's starting next week. Okay? So start with about 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Start with about 5 or 10 and work on those. Okay? Let's go to number 5. So number 1, you're going to make a decision. Number 2, you're going to write it down. Number 3, you are going to set a deadline for that goal. Number 4, you are going to create a to-do list of everything that you should be doing to accomplish that goal. But if it's a lot of things that you should be doing to accomplish that goal, start with about 5 to 10 things that you know you can do to help you accomplish that goal. Okay, we can get this out of here, and we're gonna go to number 5. Okay, so number 5 is to organize list. That to-do list that you just created, you're going to organize it. And how are you going to organize it? You're going to organize it by priority. I think that's how you spell it. You're going to organize your list by priority. You're going to organize the list based on your resources. And when I say your resources, meaning, okay, for example, if you know that you ain't got no car, I'm not going to write this down because I'm going to run out of room. If you know you ain't got no car, then you might need to organize this list around your boyfriend's schedule because he's the one with the car, right? That's a resource. A car is a resource. If you don't have a job right now and you know that some of the things on your list cost money, right? You may need to organize your list based on your budget and based on what you can afford at the moment. Perfection is not the key. Accomplishing goals is the key. And then you can improve as you go. But you may need to organize this list based on your resources. When I say organize it by priority, you need to figure out what's more important, okay? Is it more important that you have a website right now? Or is it more important that you actually have customers? Is it more important that you focus on your branding? Or is it more important that you focus on your product? What is the priority? And I'll put most important here because that's really what priority means. Bam. And resources, I will put car, money, education, we'll put that there. Okay. So you're organizing this list, and when you're organizing the list, priority is what's most important, resources, and then you're going to organize it by, and I'm thinking, so give me a second. You're going to organize it by things you could do now. We'll do timeline. Organize it by the timeline, or even your deadline or whatever, right? What can be done now? Okay? This is how you're going to organize your list. I'm going to make another video about the to-do list and organizing it because it can get deeper than this. But for right now, just to get through these 7 steps. Number 5, organize your list. And you're organizing the list that you created at first, okay, by priority, what's most important to accomplish the goal, what resources you have to accomplish the goal, and the timeline, right? What can you do today? What can you do right now? What can you actually get accomplished today? So for example, if you know that you have a computer is a resource, so we'll put that here. Computer. If you know you have a computer at home, and one of the things on your list is doing research, you're like, hey, it doesn't cost me anything but maybe 20 to 30 minutes of my time to put that, to cross that off my list. So we can actually organize that to one of the things I do first, because I can get that done today. What can you get done now? What can you get done today? And what can you get done immediately? Okay? We getting shit done. We're organizing our list. We're making our list. We're writing our goals. We're setting deadlines. We're making decisions. Now we can move on to number 6. So number 6, let's go through them again. So the first one, you're going to make a decision. You're going to write it down. You are going to set a deadline. You are going to make a to-do list. You're going to organize that list. And then number 6 is you are going to start today. You are going to start today. Yes. No, you're not waiting until tomorrow. You're not going to say next week. You're not going to say next year. You're not going to say next month. You're going to start today. And I know you're like, oh my God, no, I got so much already. I got a wedgie. I'm digging it out on camera, but whatever. I know you're probably like, oh no, I was going to do this next year. You know, I was going to save $100,000 before I started. I was going to blah, blah. No, that is not how you accomplish your goal. Putting it off and putting it off and putting it off and putting it off is not how you accomplish your goal. Okay? So when you start today, you need to dedicate 30 minutes at least daily to accomplishing your goals. This is the least. The least. This is the least. Okay? The fucking least. That means you ain't even really doing the shit. You're not even putting in the work for real. But you're starting, so we're making progress, which is good. I don't know what your deadline is. Maybe your deadline is 20 years. But the least that you can do for yourself and your future and your goals and your happiness is to start today and dedicate at least 30 minutes every single day to your goal. Then, if you want to be more than the least, we can up that to about 30 minutes to 2 hours, right? I'm jumping ahead. But anyway, 30 minutes to 2 hours. This is good. And we're going to say 2 hours to 4 hours. Great. And we're going to say 4 hours to 8 hours. Awesome. I hate that I did this because I'm realizing that I might have did this a little bit off, but whatever, we're going to roll with it. So start today. Look at what time it is, right? Right now, where I'm at, I think it's about 10 a.m. So I have the whole day to think if I could dedicate 30 minutes to this goal today, right? Or if I could do 2 hours, or if I could do 4 hours, or if I could do 8 hours, right? But no matter what, you have to start today. If you're making this goal in the middle of the night, creating your list can be you starting today, right? But don't put it off. Let's write that, actually. We'll go back to this. Don't wait until Monday. Don't wait until you save, unless you need to save. So that's subjective. That's based on your goal. Because if you ain't got the money, maybe you do need to save. But there could be other things that you could be doing to accomplish the goal that you don't have to save for, right? Don't wait until you lose weight. I don't know if I could fit that. Don't wait until you lose weight. Don't say, oh, once I lose this stomach, then I'm going to do that. No, don't wait. Do it now. Start today. Maybe there's something that you can be doing to accomplish your goal today instead of waiting. Okay? I like that better, but then let's go to number 7. So we're going to go to number 7. Let's go over the up until 6. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to make a decision. Second thing you're going to do is write it down. The third thing you're going to do is put a deadline on it. The fourth thing you're going to do is create a to-do list. The fifth thing you're going to do is organize that list. The sixth thing you're going to do is start today. And the last and final step, number 7, I like to call no days off. No days off is number 7. Do something to advance your goal or towards completing your goal, do something towards completing your goal daily. Every single day, there is no fucking days off. No days off. You are going to do something every single day. Okay? This may mean that you need to create a schedule, or I'll put a routine, right? You may need to create a schedule and say, hey, I'm going to start waking up at 5 a.m. every single day, especially if you are in our 21-day challenge. You're going to be waking up at 5 a.m. every single day, setting your goals, getting your mind getting your mind set and ready to accomplish your goals faster. But maybe you need to come up with a routine. Maybe you need to come up with a schedule so that you can have that time to work on your goals, because there is no excuses and there is no reason that you should not be working on your goals every single day. You already know what you're supposed to be doing. You already know when you need to get it done by. So create a schedule, create a routine, and follow through with that. No days off. On the no days off part, I like to add adversity is inevitable. How do you spell that? We're just going to put adversity because I don't know if I'm going to spell that right. So adversity will happen adversity will happen. And adversity just means that there will be obstacles for you. They're going to come. There's going to be things that are challenging. There's going to be days where you're like, oh my goodness, it's one thing after another. Adversity will happen. So when adversity happens, it's okay because you're not taking any days off. You just say, fuck you, adversity, I'm going to start over tomorrow. Or I'm going to get back on it tomorrow. I will be working on it again tomorrow. I'm not going to stop working on it because there is no days off. But just know that adversity is going to happen. And when you know that adversity is going to happen, you can kind of plan for it. You can prepare yourself for some adversity, not all adversity, right? If there's a tornado, if there's a hurricane, if there's a fire, if there's an emergency, if your car breaks down, if you break a leg, whatever. But adversity will happen. Sometimes it's little adversity, like you woke up late. Sometimes it's little adversity, like you delegated a task and the person you had responsible for that task dropped the ball. Or adversity could look like one of your kids got sick and now you're focusing on their health. Adversity could look like a lot of things, right? You're smart. You know the challenges that people can face. So just understand that when you make the commitment to have no days off, you take those days where adversity may have gotten the best of you and you just rinse and repeat and start over again tomorrow. And that's the 7 steps to accomplish any single goal, any and every goal. And if you follow those 7 steps, you can accomplish anything you put your mind to. No matter how big, no matter how small, no matter how crazy and delusional it sounds, you can do it. Because you're going to follow these 7 steps. And those 7 steps are going to help you and guide you on how to accomplish your goal. So let's write all 7. Let's see if I can fit all 7 on here. So first step is to make a decision. Make a decision. Second step is to write it down. Third step, set a deadline. Fourth step is to make a to-do list. Fifth step, organize the list. Sixth step, start today. Seventh step is no days off. Do it every single day. No excuses. And that's the 7 steps to accomplish any and every single goal. Beautiful. I love this. I'm going to leave that up here, and then over here, I will talk about our 21-day challenge. Now, if you are someone who is very serious about completing your goals and are ready to accomplish your goals faster, and you just need a little help and maybe some information on how to do that, subscribe to the channel. Now, I know that I have a lot of things on my channel, and I appreciate you guys for accepting me for just being myself, but there is a playlist. Here, I'll write this. So there is a playlist on my channel, and that playlist is titled Goal Setting. If you go to that playlist, there will be videos all about setting goals, accomplishing goals, writing your goals, making decisions, creating your list, organizing your list, procrastination, doubt, and all of those things that happen when you are setting goals and working to accomplishing your goals, okay? Click on that playlist, and that playlist is going to have all in one section where you could just binge watch them and work on your goal setting, okay? But then if you are looking for, and of course you have to subscribe to the channel, duh. But if you are looking for a community of people who come together to uplift each other, to encourage each other, hold you accountable so you can accomplish your goals faster, what you should be doing is joining my 21-day challenge. It is a membership because we do it every single month. We meet on the 1st of the month and we stop on the 21st of the month. It's for 21 consecutive days. We wake up at 5 a.m. And when we wake up at 5 a.m., we set our goals, we journal, we read books, we uplift each other, we work on these things together, because when you're doing inner work and you're working on yourself, you don't have to do it alone, okay? Let me grab this marker. Ooh. So click the link. Click link on my page. And join the 21-day challenge. Okay? Go to my page, click the link, join the 21-day challenge, and start accomplishing your goals now. Okay? Now, this link, if you are watching this video when I made it or when I first uploaded it, right? The very first 21-day challenge is November 1st of 2025. So join the wait list and you'll be the first person to know exactly when those tickets go on sale, okay? But subscribe to the channel, like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with someone who you feel may need to know this and will benefit from this information, because you know they may be struggling with accomplishing goals. You know that they may just need that little extra push of like, oh, that's what I've been doing wrong, right? I haven't been organizing my list, and I've been working on little things instead of the most important things. Or maybe I just didn't set a deadline for myself, and that's not motivating me to get those things done. When you understand these 7 steps to accomplish any goal, sometimes you're going to be talking to people, you're going to be conversing with people, and you're going to realize what step they're getting caught on and what step they're struggling with. Because they're going to be like, yeah, it's just not happening for me. I don't know why. I feel like I'm working on it. And you're going to be like, oh, well, you didn't organize your list. Or you're going to be talking to someone and they're like, yeah, I started that, but I ain't went to that so-and-so and did that in years. Oh, okay. So you took some days off, right? It's supposed to be no days off. Or, you know, when they're like, I just don't know what I want to do. That sounds fun. Maybe I will try that. Oh, okay. Well, you got a problem with making decisions. But anyways, thank you guys for making it to the end of this video. I will see you in the next video. Continue showing up for yourself. Continue attracting the life that you think you deserve. And stay blessed. Bye.